Hi guys, so I'm going to make a little video about how I'm going to make a flag mount, actually two of them, for my F-250. I've been looking for several ways to mount flags. I want to put two flagpoles on my truck, and none of the applications, though there's a lot of them out there, none of them really suited what I needed. Most of them mounted inside the bed, which I have. I'll show you here. Here's the beast. And I have a tonneau cover on it. So I've got the soft cover here, so I want to leave that on all the time because I keep stuff in there. But I want to mount a flag. I've seen some sorry, the truck is really dirty because I'm using it what it's intended for, which is off-roading. It'll clean up nice in the final installation video here when I show you what I made. But I've seen the flag mounts that have the suction cups that stick to the window. I'd be too afraid of those, falling off in the winds. A lot of cheesy stuff I've seen that will just break in the wind. So I want these to be windproof, not proof, but wind resistant, as good as can be. So I'm trying to figure out what to do, where to mount these. I don't want to drill into my bed or my truck if I don't have to. So I've decided to try to use these bull ring hooks, which actually you can install these on any truck, but they come factory on the Ford here, F-250. But I could take those out and just stick a pole right in the hole there, but I want to be a little more elegant than that. So I think I've come up with a way to attach something there that'll be removable, and will also have a light to display a flag after dark. It's supposed to be lit up, especially the American flag. Other flags don't have the same rules as far as I'm aware, but for the American flag to fly that after dark, it needs to be illuminated. So these mounts are going to have lights as well that I can flip on from a switch in the cab. So anyway, I'll let you see what I've started on here and kind of give you an idea of the design. I just went and bought a piece of 3/16 by 3-inch mild steel at Lowe's. I think it was somewhere around maybe 18 bucks, something like that. You'll see I'm going to cut these probably about like this. I bought one piece of 10-foot 1-inch conduit. Not sure the wall thickness on this. But I would like it to be thicker, but I think this should probably stand up to wind pretty well. So basically what I'm planning on doing here is taking this steel stock and basically putting it kind of like this. I'm going to drill the flag mount into here and just kind of drill it on here, or drill some holes in here and mount the flagpole mount right there. I'm actually going to cut a notch in here so this bull ring will pop up through it. So this will stick up through the middle of the piece here, and as it sticks up through, then I'll have a latch of some sort to kind of hold on to it, and it'll be tight enough to hold this down. I'm going to put some rubber padding, adhesive rubber padding under here, to allow it to kind of press down a little bit and have a little bit of give, so that I can get something under here, a lock, or lock would be nice, so nobody comes and takes it. But you get the idea. This will pop up through the plate. The plate will slide down over the top of that, popped up here, and put something underneath it to lock it. I'm going to extend it back a little ways here, and I'm actually going to mount some LED lights, which I'll show you in 1 second here. So I got these nightlights. It actually was about 15 bucks for the pair on Amazon. Water resistant. I just cranked down the screws about another 1/8 to 1/4 turn, from the factory. I have the same light, just the larger version, on the front here above my winch. This thing has been submerged in muddy water and has come out like a champ. Completely happy with this. This was like 30 bucks on Amazon. Well worth the money. These were like 15 for a pair of these. Okay, I have these on my go-kart buggies, dune buggy things as well. So anyway, I was planning on mounting this pointing up at the flag somewhere back here. So I'll probably just weld a little bracket sticking up here, you know, just to mount this on. Run the wiring in the bed, down kind of in between, down underneath, and up to the engine compartment where I have the controller. I have a controller for all my lights, you know, my light bar, you know, the LED in the front here, the grill guard lights, the fog lights, LEDs in the back, and all of that. So I'll have my flag lights on that control as well. All right, so I've got this measured out about a foot here. I wanted the cutout for the tie down to be at about 5.5 and 7 inches, so I marked those spots. I also marked them halfway across. You can see my my angle ruler is at 6 there. This is a 3-inch piece, so it goes to 3, so 4.5 is right in the center. What I did not show you was that I measured the width of the tie down to be about 1/4 inch. So I want to make this hole about 5/16 wide. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So that's basically what I want to mark out. I've got 12 inches of steel with my cutout for the tie down. All right, so here we go. First kind of fitment test here. Got my 12-inch piece cut. Got my, I think it's about 1.5 inches by 5/16 hole cut. Not the prettiest cuts or metalwork, but you know, I'm actually fairly new at this stuff. I'm sure some of you guys could do better, but hey, this is just to make something functional, and I'll clean that up a bit and paint it, and you know, it'll look pretty nice. Sorry, I got cut off there. I think the pads that I bought are 1/4 inch thick, so it'll be close. Otherwise, I think it'll be all right if it's just a wee bit loose, because the flags will be blowing in the wind. They'll kind of be pulling up on this a little bit, and it'll kind of stay like that the whole time. But I think those pads underneath, or I can just shim it with, you know, something else under there if I need to. Put another piece of metal underneath when I mount the actual flagpole mount on there, or light. But anyway, that's the general idea for now. Okay, so I got my 2 plates made here with the slots cut in for the bull ring to pop up through it. These are the flag mounts that I bought. I think they were $13 for a pair on Amazon, but I noticed a problem once I got them. And same problem with these. These are going to be what actually holds the flag on. These slide over the pole, tighten down with the screw, and with the little carabiner clicks onto here. These will free spin, so the flag will never get wrapped around the pole. It'll spin around. But and I think these were maybe 13 to 15 bucks for a pair on Amazon. Problem I noticed is, so these are for a 1-inch flagpole. The EMF conduit that I bought, painted black, is 1-inch EMF. However, what I didn't pay attention to is that that's 1-inch inner diameter. These are 1-inch outer diameter, and they don't fit. So that's a problem. Same problem with this mount here. It don't fit. It's too big. The reason I bought this style of mount was so I could mount it at an angle as well if I want, but on my truck I think that 45 is just going to be too much of an angle, so I wouldn't even use that. I wanted, you know, I thought maybe, I don't know, 15 degrees or so, something like that. But anyway, the plan was to mount this on like that, mount the light back here pointing up, and just put this straight up and down. So gonna have to scratch that. Plus, I think this with a 5-foot flagpole, this is not enough. This is only a couple inches worth of support. I don't think this is going to work. So I'm going to change plans a little bit. I went and bought the next size down, which is 3/4 inch EMF. Again, 3/4 inch inner diameter. It will fit in this, but what I'm actually thinking about doing is it also fits very nicely inside of here. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut some sections here and here and actually weld those to the leftover plate that I have. I have a third piece because these are a foot long each, and I bought a 3-foot section. So I have a third piece that I'll probably cut, you know, some small pieces here, and take that and weld a section of this on, drill a hole in it, weld a nut on to put a set screw in there, and actually use this as my holder for my 3/4 inch EMF that'll actually be my flagpole. That these will fit around, and yeah, it'll fit in this, but I'm gonna scrap this. So well, I won't scrap them, probably put them on the house or something. So anyway, that's the change of plans going forward. All right, so you guys will have to forgive me for the bull ring flagpole mounts for the truck rail of the bed. Got a little excited, a little carried away, and built the next part without actually recording it. So anyway, we've got our plates here with our slot cut out for the bull ring to pop up through that, put our lock on it like I just demonstrated. And then I got the flagpole mounts that are more for a house. I don't think they're going to work very well for this. So I went ahead and made my own. Now you guys get to see my really atrocious welding. So what I did for these is, if you remember, I made these 1-foot sections out of the 3-inch by 1/4 inch flat stock. I made these 1-foot sections, and I bought it in a 3-inch by 3-foot piece from Lowe's for under 20 bucks. So I'm left with, there's 2 that are making my plate. I was left with a 1-foot section. So what I did is I actually just cut that into 4.5 inch sections, which is this one, and that is still hot. This section here and this section here, and I was left with exactly a 3-inch by 3-inch square, which I cut on the diagonal to make these pieces, and then went ahead and used just a piece of angle iron that I had to go ahead and put that up, make it 90 degrees. I just kind of eyeballed the middle because it doesn't really matter all that much. And vice grip that in, it doesn't sit now because of the welds. Just tacked everything in place, just kind of eyeballed this straight up and down. You can get more precise if you want, all you guys that are way better at metalworking than I am. But just eyeballed that, tacked everything in place, removed all this, finished my welds, which yeah, I'll be lucky if they hold. We'll see, I'll keep you updated. But anyway, that's how I made those. So what I did is I went and bought these here. The next EMT size they had at Lowe's was 3/4, which actually fits pretty nicely inside the 1-inch. I'm sorry, yeah, inside the 1-inch. So that fits pretty nicely inside. So I'm just gonna drill a little hole with a set screw in there to hold it in. And I'm gonna go ahead and mount this. Ooh, that one's a little warmer. Just finished with that one. Mount this like this. I'm just gonna bolt it on there. Drill 4 holes, bolt that right on there. And that's gonna be my flag mount, flag waving up here. And on the back there, what I'm gonna put on now is just weld a couple of tabs on there to hold my light, so my light can point up and illuminate the flag as it should be. All right, got those welded up, just tack welded. Those don't have to be all that strong. It's just holding a light, small light. I did them opposite directions because I want this mount to be on the inside, facing the inside of the truck bed, just more or less for aesthetics. You can just put a tab on there however you want. So that's kind of what the idea is going to look like when I'm done. Get this bolted on there. Now, for those of you guys wondering why, you know, didn't I just skip a step and, you know, just weld this pole and this reinforcement directly onto here, onto this plate? Well, I don't know. You got me. I should have done that and skipped a step. I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess what I was thinking is I had those other mounts that, you know, I was going to bolt to this, and I said, oh, well, I'll just make my own mount to bolt to this. Suppose I could have skipped a step, but it is what it is. Suppose I can unbolt this, you know, to clean it. You know, these might get rusty, you know, in between. That's what I was worried about, you know, but I don't know. What's done is done. Live and learn. Okay, ladies and gents, so I got starting to take shape here. Got the flagpole mount. Went ahead and just clamped these together with some vice grips. Drilled my 4 holes. Put some M6 bolts through there. Actually, just recessed these. Got the the machine screws. Recessed those holes a little bit so they lay flat. I'm gonna have some padding under there with the furniture pads, which I'll show you in a minute. The anti-skid rubber pads, basically peel and stick adhesive. I'm gonna put those on there. That'll cover those holes, or cover those bolts, which I can make some holes in it if I need to take those bolts out for any reason. But that'll bridge that gap, between the in the rail bed, and kind of protect my rail bed a little bit, or my bed rail, plastic. So I got the, I cleaned things up a little bit with the angle grinder, and I'm going to paint everything as well. But anyway, crappy welds, but they'll hold for the purpose. Got my hole drilled in here. This was just a piece of, I think, 1.5 inch angle iron that I just kind of eyeballed it at about 1.5 inch width as well. Cut it and just put it on there. So these are the lights. I think I showed them earlier. These night lights, awesome. $20 for the pair, and they're pretty waterproof. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and mount this up, kind of pointing up like that, so it's going to illuminate my flag when it's up. So I'll get that. The way I decided to wire these up is I got these waterproof connectors, like you'd find on anywhere in your engine bay. The 2, 3, 4 wire connectors like this, waterproof. I got this pack of 5 sets, I think for $8 on Amazon, something like that. So I'm going to use these for a quick disconnect option. Got my light mounted up, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here for a quick disconnect option if I want to take the whole thing off, and put it in the cab so it doesn't get stolen or vandalized or whatever. So anyway, let's get it mounted up, see how it looks. It's about to start raining on me here, but I want to do a quick test fit. So these are the furniture pads really that I got. These are just like anti-skid, I think 1/4 inch thick, adhesive back, peel and stick. I think it was 16, I don't remember how much they were, $11 maybe, something like that. So these are what I'm going to use for the padding underneath, to take up some of that slack, and also to protect my truck bed from these as well. So I'm just going to put them under there because I still got to paint everything and whatever. I'm just going to put them under there and we'll do a test fit real quick. Here we go. There's the idea, and put the pole in there, fly my Old Glory high and proud. Gonna basically paint all this black. I'll probably lop these screws off, just several threads here, make them look a little nicer. My crappy welds there will still look crappy even after I paint it, but hey, that's nothing that an angle grinder and a professional who knows what they're doing can't fix. But I think it'll hold for my purposes anyway. One other thing I'm going to do is with my pole that comes up here, I'm going to tie a bungee from my rack out to the pole here to give just a little extra support against the wind here, but I think that'll be damn nice, and my wiring is going to run right underneath my cover here. It'll probably come out. I'll have some nice connections there. I'll have that plug connection. I'll have a harness back here, probably secured to the bed here, have wire running over to the other light on the other side, with those quick disconnects, so that I can just unplug and go. take off the lock, take the whole assembly off if I don't want it to get, if I'm afraid it's going to get vandalized or, whatever. But the poles, I'm actually going to drill a hole here just for kind of a pin to slide in there. Drill a hole through both poles, just for a pin to lock it in place there. And yeah, that's my idea there. Let's see how it works. Here they are. Not painted yet, but pretty much ready to go. Trimmed off the bolts there. Got the waterproof connection wired up. Got the lights mounted. And one other thing I did that I thought I'd need to do is, because rain might get, run down the flagpole and get down in here, is I drilled a little weep hole there in the bottom so that, I don't know if it'll show, but yeah, you can see all the way through, just for water to drain out. I'm going to actually take these apart and paint Rust-Oleum, inside, in between, let everything dry, just in hopes of preventing rust. But yeah, I think eventually these things are probably going to rust, but hey, they'll work. It's my first time attempting this, so we'll see what happens. So we're going to get it mounted up, see how it looks with the flagpole in place. Going to start off with my thin blue line flag in honor of the boys in blue. I know they're going through a hard time right now because of a few bad apples. So we'll go ahead and mount this up temporarily. I'm not going to lock it for right now. I just want to see how this looks. Mighty fine, I think. See how it does in the wind. Like I said though, I'm going to put a bungee to kind of hold it, from here to here, give it a little extra support, and then drill all the way through here to put a retaining pin so that it holds the flagpole in. But yeah, I think that'll work. And it'll be lit up at night. Very good. All right, so I went ahead and bought this. This is just lamp wire. It was about 10 bucks at Lowe's. 16 gauge by 2. So I'm gonna run this from my engine compartment where I have the S-Pod controller for all of my other lights. And I'm going to wire this up to switch 7 there. That's my next free one. So I've got 6 switches already on for my other lights, controlled by a touch screen inside on the dash. And I'm going to wire this up to switch 7 and ground here. And I'm going to run it down through the, the engine compartment there. Probably come out, right about here somewhere. Yeah, still got pine needles from my last off-road trip. And just secure to the frame. Run it all the way back to where it's protected. All the way back to the back here. And kind of come up in between here and secure it. And then split it and run it to the other side and this side for the lights. So I went and got this type of pin here to hold the flagpole inside the mount. So I just got to drill my hole here. Already did on this one here and painted that, so that'll be ready soon. And I'm going to get this hole drilled. There we go, just like so. Now we'll get this painted up and we're about done. Alright, so I got my new wire wired into switch 7 and ground. That wire runs down right there. I got it fixed all along the frame, all underneath. Comes up right in between right here. I got it just zip tied to the plastic right here. I got a connection right here with a split to power this light, which I can tuck that up underneath the cover when it's not in use. It's fixed across there. It's a little loose, I can deal with that later. And comes over here to, there we go, tighten that up a little bit. Comes over here to my connector over here, which I can also tuck up under when it's not in use. So I got her mounted up. I got the cotter pin here, not cotter pin, but retaining pin going through the post. Got the post in here, so it's in. Got my lock in. Yeah, with those pads on there, I had to put a lot of downward compression to get that lock shackle to go through there. So I think I'm pretty good. This is without the bungee. Without the bungee up top. That's not too bad, you know, but there is a little bit of side to side, and that'll loosen up as those pads compress. So I think I'll probably end up installing those latches. But I got my light wired up, ready to go, and this I can kind of tuck underneath, you know, the bed here, or underneath the cover, just to kind of make it look pretty. I'll do that. I'm not going to do it one-handed. But yeah, so that's that. My thin blue line, got my stars and stripes over here. Should not have it touching anything, so I need to bring it out this way. But yeah, got the same kind of deal going on here. We'll see if the lights work. Hide these cables underneath the cover. But yeah. Not too shabby. We'll take it for a spin in a little bit. So this is the first test run down my street. Looking pretty good. Now it's a little darker out here and I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. I'm going to show you guys the lights here. You get to see the inside of my dirty truck. Actually, it's not too bad at the moment. But I have my touchscreen light controls, and I got it set up for flag LED. Go ahead and hit that. It turned on. Boom. Should look pretty nice. Do justice to lighting up the flag at night driving down the road. So at the time of this editing, I've had these on the truck for a couple of days now, put about 50 miles around town and on the freeway, and these things are holding up really nicely. The cheap $5 flag is starting to tatter. In this picture it still looks new, but this one's starting to tatter. It's just a cheap $5 flag. But I spent about $40 on the USA flag that is extra reinforced, and it's holding up really well. Now what I'm planning on putting on top of the poles are these guys. I think they're about 10 bucks on Etsy a piece. So yeah, those are going to look really nice when they're mounted on the top of the poles. I haven't ordered them yet, but will soon. So thanks for watching, everyone. This has been a fun project. It didn't take me very long to make, especially for somebody who's pretty much a novice with metal work. But yeah, these poles are holding up really well, even at 70 miles an hour on the freeway. So any questions, comments, suggestions, letters to the editor are welcome. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks a lot.